Welcome back to the Python series. Now we're going to learn about how to create and use our own modules in Python. So last time we learned about the math module, which is a built-in module within Python within the standard library. And it just includes a bunch of built-in math functions that we can use and also some constants that we can use. So that was our first time really looking at built-in Python modules. But what's really cool is that we can actually define our own Python modules. Again, what is a module? A module is simply a Python file with functions and constants that can be used elsewhere. So really just a Python file, to be honest. Let's just jump right into it. So let's create our own module. We're going to go to this modules folder that I've created here. We're going to right click and do new file. And I'm going to call it calculator.py. So what I'm going to do is define our own set of math functions and constants that we can reuse in our application. And we'll see the different ways we can import them. So we don't have to do anything special. We just write the code as we normally would. So we'll just have a global variable pi. This is going to be our pi constant, so 14159, and then we're just going to add some functions to this that we want to be able to reuse. So we'll say add num1, num2, or we could just say a and b, return a plus b, and then for good practice, we're going to add some documentation, add two numbers. And here we go, here's the rest of them. So we have add, subtract, multiply, divide, and power. So now we have a module called calculator. So now anytime I want to do stuff with math, I can use this module. Now realistically, of course, these are so basic that they're not really that useful, but it's just an example, right? If I had a set of functions that are sort of related and go together, I can put them all together into one module like this, and then they can be imported elsewhere. The most basic way to import a module is what we saw last time. We can do import calculator. This will essentially allow us to start importing stuff from calculator. We just have to refer to it by its name. So for example, we can do print calculator.py. So now if we run this, we get the value of that constant that we've imported here. We can do print calculator.add, and we could say 5 and 9 or 5 and 8. Let's run it, we get 13. So this is one way to import stuff from a module. The benefits of this approach is that it's very clear where these functions and constants are coming from. It's from calculator. And a little trick that you can do is if you hold control, you can actually click the name and it takes you to the module, the file. So that's pretty useful. Another benefit is that if there's another function in your program or you're importing another function with the same name of add, since you're specifying it explicitly from calculator, it will not conflict. Another really clean way to import stuff within Python is to import specifically only what you need. So for example, we can do from calculator. And usually you would have this at the top, but for now I'm just going to comment this out. So from calculator, the source of where you're trying to import from, import, and then what you're trying to import. So let's just say that we want to import pi and add again. We can do pi, and that's it. So imports pi, and then you can have another one if you want to, but that's stupid. You can just have a comma and do add. So what this is saying is that from the calculator module, we're going to import the constant pi and the function add. So now we can actually just directly use them in our code here. So I'm going to uncomment this, and I'm going to replace this with nothing. So now because we're specifically importing specific things, we can just directly use them as if we define the function in this file itself. This approach is usually favored over the first one just because it's cleaner. You can import exactly what you need and then use it directly without having to prepend it with the module name. So you'll probably see this one the most. If we go back to the first approach real quick, let's say we uncomment this out. Another thing that you can do is, if the module name is a lot, you can do an alias. So we can do import calculator as calc, and then we can just use calc. So that's another little trick you can do if you want to, but you can actually do the same thing with this approach as well. So for example, if there's already a constant defined in this file, or we're importing a constant already called pi, or we're importing a function called add, there's going to be a conflict, right? So we can give it a custom name if we want to. So for example, on add, we can do as addition. So now to use it, we can use addition. These are called aliases, by the way. We're importing something and giving it a new name that we can refer to it as. So instead of using it as add, we simply use it as addition. It's pretty simple, right? And if we want to, we can also do pi. So we can say peanut. I don't recommend that, of course. That's very unclear, but you can do that if you want to. So here's another example. We can do from calculator import add as addition and then multiply as times. So the pros of this approach is that you can give them custom names for, if you want to rename them. You can also avoid naming conflicts, like I said, and then also you can shorten the names. In this case, we made this one longer, but for this one, we made it shorter. Okay, so the last approach you can use to import stuff from a module is using asterisk. So we can do from calculator import star. So what this is saying is that from the calculator module, we're just going to import everything. So this approach is not recommended. It's not something that you should do unless you kind of really need to. And that's for a few reasons. Number one is that whenever you do this, it's essentially taking everything from that module and copying it into this module here when the program is running. And that can be a lot. So that's a lot of stuff you're just dumping in here that you probably don't even need to, right? You're usually not using everything. You're usually only using certain things that you're importing specifically. So when you do that and you import from multiple sources, they can start to conflict with one another. So let me show you what I mean. So here's one example. If you do from math import star, from statistics import star, these both actually have a mean function within them. So if you use the mean function in the code, it's not actually clear which one it's referring to, from math or statistics. And you can figure it out, right? But it's just not clear. It makes more sense to import exactly what you need. If you happen to need the mean function from both modules, then you can just give it an alias, one of them, right? So yeah, just as a general rule, just import specifically what you need rather than using the wildcard syntax here, because it makes it clear where things are coming from, okay? And that's pretty much it. You can use pretty much any of those import methods that you want, except for the last one. Like I said, I don't recommend that. So just as a very basic example here, we want to make a simple calculator application, and then we're going to use some of the functions in the calculator module. So what I'm going to do is to import calculator as calc, because then I could do calc dot and then the function name that I want to use. It's very clear exactly where it's coming from. So this is my personal favorite syntax to do it. But of course, like I said, you can also do from calculator import add, subtract, multiply, divide, and power. That's also very, very common. And just one more thing, the imports need to come above where you're using them. So you can't, use a function if it's not been imported yet because it runs from top to bottom. So a good general practice is to have all of your imports at the top of the file because it makes it clear what you're importing and stuff like that. And you know where to look for it as well. And that's it for this video, everybody. Thanks for watching. Now you guys know how to make your own modules. It's simply a regular Python file that has stuff within it. Then we can import it into another Python file using the stuff that I just taught you about. So it's pretty easy overall. It's not very complicated. I appreciate all of you guys who are watching the series. Keep watching, keep learning, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.